YouTube family, YouTube world, welcome back. I'm glad y'all hanging out with me today because like I told you, I got somebody extremely special in my life. This dude is special. He's one of the closest dudes. He's probably one of the most closest dudes to my heart than anyone on the planet. I love him to death. I'm proud of him. The world knows him. Eric Pikfunk Smith is hanging out with his big brother. Y'all give him some love. What's up, bro?
Big bro, what's up, man?
Man, dude.
Hey, for those who don't know, everybody does, but DOA is my sensei. Without no D, there's no me. I say that to the day I die. I love you and appreciate everything you did for me. Let's get in it.
Come on, man. Listen, I appreciate it, man. But we gonna make this all about my little brother. Listen, first of all, you've played for so many people, man, and worked for so many artists of our time, the biggest and some of the greatest artists. Just name a few of the artists that you've shared the stage with, worked for, man. Just give us a little bit of that information.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you the gospel side first. So I did a record with Daryl Coley when I was younger. I MD MaryMary for about 4 years. Worked with Rihanna for about 9 years. Did Justin Timberlake's 2020 Experience Tour. Been with Janet for about the last 7, Janet Jackson. And during that time, Layla Hathaway, we've been working together for about 18 years, and I'm out with her right now.
Wow. I mean, man, just that list right there is just so incredible, little bro. God has been so good to you, man, and I'm really fortunate and blessed because I've lived through this with you, watched you do it from rock bottom all the way to the top, man. And I say congratulations to you, man. I love you, not just because you're just a great musician and a great brother, man, but dude, you're successful, man. God has blessed you, man, and richly, man, and not just wealth, man, but with your family, man, and how you just loved on your wife and your kids, man, and everything you've done, man, with you and your brother, man. You guys just some of the just greatest dudes, man, in my life, man. So let's get into this, man. I want, and at the end of the show, man, we're going to share your socials and people can get to know you even better. But I want to get into something, man, that most people don't know about you, E. And that is, and you've talked about it on some interviews, you've touched on it, but we're kind of dive into it real quickly. You grew up in a Quartet family. I mean, your dad, man, was just a legend. And Quartet world, your mom, your aunties, just surrounded, your brother, you guys was just surrounded around that world. And that's the world, that's how we met, man. We met as little kids playing Quartet music. As a Quartet bass player, it's a lifestyle, man. It's a different technique. It's unique. And I'm noticing that a lot of bass players in the new millennials and the new generation, they want to know what it's all about. I mean, recently I just posted a clip that we did last year in November for 2022 for Mother Mary McLean, and God rest her soul because she just recently passed away. And in that clip, man, that went viral in my insights on my Instagram, we're playing a drive, E, and in this drive, man, you just lose it. You're going crazy. And I know the reaction to the world and just to the whole music community has been nuts over this one little clip, man. It's not that long, but dude, you are really going in. And I know a lot of people are coming up to you asking you, teach me that, show me that, do a tutorial on that. What were you doing? And I want you kind of to explain, man, the nature of what that is, man, and how you have infused the style of quartet playing in your playing today, but playing some of the greatest artists in the world. How you infuse quartet style of playing in soul, R&B, pop, jazz, gospel, hip hop, everything that you do. Can you take us through that?
Well, Quartet is like a different hump, man. And so like bass and drums is the marriage, so where most people might, do a lot of this, Quartet is a lot of this. You know what I mean? So just say even if you playing a groove like doom doom boom 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 like Quartet, we can break that up like and so it's just a different way of thinking, and it's nothing busy about that. You know what I mean? So it's just finding a loop that works and beating it over the head. It's not the quantity of notes, it's the quality of the ones that you're playing. So that's a different mindset. Like, we as quartet musicians, we don't get bored playing just grooves. And I think that's the difference between, especially like the young cats who they're going out getting all the information. You know, they might get bored playing something simple, but our mindset is like, let's take that simple thing and make it sound complex. You know what I mean?
Wow, that's great, man. That is really good information, because it's the truth. And not only that, it's a lifestyle, right? Quartet is a lifestyle. It's the way that we grew up watching our favorite quartet singers that we idolize, you know, and we watch how they got off the bus. We watch how they carried their coat, but their clothes bag, you know, how they dressed. You know, talk a little bit about that, man.
Oh no, that's a whole different part of the swag. Just like the show that we did at Yoshi's with Chucky. Hey man, I had no idea that y'all were coming out with y'all backs to the crowd, man. I was like, they coming to kill me. You know what I mean? They are here to destroy you. And man, it's the whole lifestyle, man. You run into quartet groups on the road, man, and you know they quartet groups because everybody getting out with Jericho caps on, and there's a U-Haul on the back of that raggedy van, you know what I mean? You might see them broke down somewhere, you know what I mean? But I think all that built the character, you know what I mean? It's like, so that's why when we got to the point where we on our tour bus, no matter how new or how old that bus was, we like, this is a bus. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so we have a different appreciation because we've been through the gutter, man. It's like, and so just the lifestyle of like, you know, like going on tour with my dad in the heart of the summer, like June, July. We're going through places like Flagstaff, Arizona, Texas, Oklahoma, you know, Lake Providence, Louisiana. No AC. You know, all your food is in the cooler that's spoiled. You know what I mean? And it's like, but that's all part of the story, man. So like, and I think that infuses in your playing, man, because a lot of times you're mad. You're like, man, we out here, man. It's like, I just had to have my mom Western Union me $10, man, because I want to get something to eat, you know? And we out here playing for 4, 5 people. But man, you get in that thing, man. It's like, okay, when you see somebody, hey man, you know who Doc McKenzie is, right? Remember how like, man, he would get in a drive of a song, standing flat foot in one spot, and man, he know when he got somebody because he point at him, you know? Hey man, that's how we are as musicians. Like the clip that you're talking about, when I looked over at you and I got your approval, and man, I didn't care about it going viral at that point. It's like, as long as I had your approval, because the respect level and the love I got for you is through the roof, man, I was good. But it's just like, I think with the quartet thing, man, it's just like, if people just learn how to play loops, learn how to play the same thing over and over again, man, and you look back 5 minutes later, it's like, why is this thing grooving so hard? Because you haven't moved. You know what I mean? So that's the benefit of where we come from, honestly.
Man, you put that's a button right there. You put a button on it, man. It's the simplicity of it all. It's like you said, like we talk about, it's not what you play, it's what you don't play. It's hearing the silence, it's the space, it's your technique, it's the way you think about it. You're thinking about it differently. My last question to you is this: how much of quartet style bass playing, man, and that you use, and when you're playing on stage with these artists today?
100% of it. Like, to the point, it almost becomes a joke in certain areas. Like, you know, like Daniel, RMD with Janet, you know, like I'll play sometimes he'd be like, all right, Legally Blind, you know what I mean? That's my brother's group, which ain't number quartet, you know what I mean? So, but I can't help it. It's like quartet is in my DNA, man. So it's like, but what I play is never going to be busy. Like, you're never going to be able to be like, yo, man, you playing too much. It's like, it's just a vibe. So just like, even if you're doing like, just say Escapade, Janet, right? You know, I mean, you know that song, ain't nothing but I mean, so I mean, a quartet thing might be right back, you know what I mean? So it's just a vibe, you know? Or you know what I mean? Just like you call it, it's goofy.
It's loony, right? It's goofy. And man, you know what, man? Listen, dude, the information you just dropped, man, I really think it's going to be a blessing to a lot of people. And you know, man, we could talk about this until Jesus comes. We could talk about this until the end of the world, because we do it. We talk about it for hours, all day, every day, and when we do talk. Man, I appreciate you, man, and I love the fact that, you know, coming from Northern California, man, where we're from, we just invested so deeply into quartet music. I mean, you take a group like Tony. It was one of the biggest groups in the world. Was just a bona fide quartet group. That's it. That's all. Amen. End of story. And they were able to trick the world and bring the world into what they did and make these big, enormous records, man, that the world fell in love with. And your brother was a major part of that sound, you know, and Carl and Lige and Ray and everything they did, man, was just incredible. And then to see, you know, you come out, man, and just be such a successful musician, man, with that mindset and blowing people's minds, and you have your own unique way of playing bass, man, that I'm so proud of, man. Dude, I'm so glad you came out and hung out with me today, man. I really am grateful, man. This means more to me than really, man, that you will ever know. Chucky Booker was my first interview. You're my second. Dog. And it means everything to me, man. It means everything to me, man.
Man, I'm honored to even be here, man. And again, it's like the world has no idea. I mean, people that know. I mean, just the impact that you've had on my life, man. And when people are impacted by me, they're just impacted by you, because I'm literally just passing along information. You know what I mean? Wow. Because I tell people, even though me and you sat down together early on, but you taught me more off the bass than on it. You know what I mean? It's like, that's the thing that people have to get, because at a point, everybody can play.
Sure.
But what's going to part? Like, how are you as far as being professional? Like, the one compliment that I always get is that I'm prepared. You know what I mean? And it's because I think a lot of times when people are so great and they have really big ears, they just feel like they can just show up and I'm just going to blaze. Like, nah, that was actually a break in that verse that you just played through. So that lets me know that you listen to it, or that you just don't respect the music. You just going to do you. You know what I mean? So it's just all the little things, man, that, like, hanging around people like yourself, like, yo, man, do your homework. You know, hey, man, do your homework. Like, nah, that ain't it, bro. That ain't it. You know, so yeah, man. But, like, again, man, it's all the quartet thing. And again, I thank you.
Hey, man, I love you, man. And, man, just keep being great, man. Always stay who you are. And, man, just keep rising, man. Just keep doing what you're doing. And, man, hit me when you get back so we can get together. All right, do me a favor. You got one. Send me your most favorite video clip, man, and I'm gonna put it on the DOA playlist, and that's gonna be Pikfunk's pick. All right, send me your just whatever it is. It could be musical, non-musical. It don't matter, man. Just send me something, man, so I can have you embedded into my heart, man. I love you, boy.
Love you too. There it is.
All right, man. Right on.
Okay, bro.